Hello everyone, Locks here and welcome to Leicester Fan TV for the match reaction, the full-time show, whatever you want to call it. As you can see at the bottom of your screen there, it is Newcastle 0, Leicester City 0. A very hard-fought point at St James's Park. It felt like 3-4 matches there instead of just one there. So it went on and on and on and on. But we've come away with the point. How important is that point? I'm not 100% sure. It's not in our hands. It's all down to us beating West Ham on Sunday and Everton losing or drawing with Bournemouth. But anyway, get your comments in. Let's see what everyone has to say about the match. Boho Records, yeah, good to see you too, mate. Not seen you in a long time. It's a long time no see. Ryan says, bring on Sunday, biggest game of our lives. Keith says, superb performance. Saul here, better than a loss. Well, yeah, that's one way to look at it, I suppose. Personally, I think Everton will win, but it is better than a loss, I suppose. Smith had the tactics right there. It was the game plan. You could see it unfolding. Absolutely. By the way, everyone, please, if you want to join in, come and have a chat, get your thoughts on live. We want as many people as possible for this full-time show. I've just put the link in the comments. So if you click on that, it will just ask you to enter your name, click in, and you can come and have a chat. Maxine says, Suter magnificent. Yep. It makes you wonder. Me and Reedy were saying earlier, he's barely played a minute since Dean Smith's been at the club. So it's good to see him back, and he did well. He had that height, really, didn't he? He had the height. So, a lot of headers out of the box. We've got a comment here saying Cass should have scored. I know what a moment that would have been. I don't know if it was a volley or a half volley, but kind of like a bicycle kick or a scissor kick, if you like. Would have been even better than that Wolves winner that he got a few weeks ago. Another one there, Suter proving why Smith must start him. Yeah, is it a little too late though, Chester? Is it a little too late? I understand when Soyuncu was in the team. I think Soyuncu warranted. He came back for the Man City game, and we got beat, but he looked good. He looked calm on the ball. Boho says, just wish we would have had a go earlier. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I know exactly what you mean. But it was the game plan, I think, because we did time waste at times. So I think the plan was always there was going to be added on. There was going to be time added on. There was going to be a few minutes. So maybe, if it's 0-0, try and stay 0-0 till the 90th minute and try and nick something in the last few minutes. I'm not sure. There probably should have been more than 5 minutes as well added on, if I'm honest. James must be a fan from another club saying you were robbed. Well, yeah, I think they dominated us throughout, and but we should have made our limited number of chances count. To be fair, red card. Get your thoughts on that, everyone. Do you think that should have been a red card? Obviously, it went to VAR. Apparently, they had a little check of it, and they decided no action needed. There was talk on the commentary about was there enough force, but he left his leg in for too long, in my opinion. Like, he didn't need to leave it in for that long. Could have been a red. We're seeing a lot of comments here. Brooklyn G, straight red. Scott, defo red card. Naeem TV should have been a red. Definitely a red. Red, yes, 100%. So overwhelming red card. Any fans in the chat that aren't Leicester fans as well, because obviously we're all biased towards our team and refereeing decisions. Any Newcastle fans, any Everton fans maybe, or Leeds fans watching, let me know. Do you think it was a red card? I certainly did. Wish we showed this much spirit in easier games. Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of spirit there. And Dean Smith's been telling us that it's always been there, but we've not really seen it so far. Boho says, absolutely locked. We all know it. If it had been reversed, different outcome. Well, yeah, we've seen it before. Was it Casemiro as well who he got sent off against someone? And it was similar to that. So I mean, you look at Jose Perez. Do you remember Jose Perez red card last season against West Ham? I think it was the start of the season when he got sent off for something extremely similar. I think it was a bit lower down on the leg though. Facebook user here, red all day long. Aaron's a Leicester fan and he doesn't think it was a red. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, Aaron. I was on an Aaron. It could have gone either way, but I would probably say more a red than not. Again, I'm putting the comment in the chat here. Anyone wants to click on, any fans, any Leicester fans, any Newcastle fans, maybe Everton fans, Leeds fans, anyone involved, even Liverpool fans, maybe because of Newcastle qualifying for top four. Click on the link and come and have a chat with us. Let us know what you thought to the game. Last couple of comments here before we get Reedy in, who looks very stressed, wiping his forehead. Saul says our defense wasn't holding up. Sorry, our defense wasn't holding up before, but this game was a way better defensive performance. I think it was down to the shape. You had 5 at the back, and it is 5 because we saw like 2 seasons ago when we were challenging for top 4 where we were playing with a 3 or a 5 and you had James Justin and Castagna on as the wing backs, and it was more of a 3 most times because we were actually able to get out, but we weren't able to get out much, so it was more of a kind of block of 5, and we weren't getting anywhere with that gap between the midfield and Vardy and Iheanacho at all. And let's get one more comment up before we get Reedy in here. Locks, we have the best league in the world, but must have the worst referees. Well, it's a shame that we didn't get the chance for Howard Webb to talk us through this one, because that would have been an interesting one. I would have liked to hear his explanation for that. But anyway, let's get Reedy in to get his thoughts on the game. Hello, mate.
Wow, mate, that was a hard one to watch, wasn't it?
Yes, mate. I mean, I saw you wiping your forehead. I'm doing the same, mate, because that was nerve-wracking, wasn't it? What did you think to the game overall?
As much as I wasn't enjoying how we lined up and when the tactic was right, I thought we did well to keep in the game. About 30-40 minutes in, we started to get their intensity down a bit, and we started to, I don't know. It's hard because every time we got the ball from Suter or Ndidi or they just kept booting it. And I just thought, if you could bring it down and start making a bit of a pass, you could do something with it. But have they been told to just boot the ball to get out of our half? I don't know. But again, it's not the worst result. We can all say that. But now it's all down to just making sure that Everton don't win. But then it's obviously making sure we've got to win. So
I think we're going to have to get fireworks up, aren't we? And set them off before their game in the middle of the night or something. Reedy, I want to, obviously, we saw the difference, the game plan. A big part of the game plan was the setup. Obviously, you just mentioned it. 5 defenders on the pitch. The game plan was quite clearly to just keep a clean sheet for as long as possible, frustrate them, and then in the latter stages of the game, try and hit them. Do you think? Close. Yeah, and it nearly worked. Do you think we maybe should have seen this a little bit earlier, but from Dean Smith in terms of the Liverpool game? These are the games where we play teams that are better than us, because the Liverpool game, the Man City one's obviously a write-off, but we seem to just try and go at them, and it just leaves us open, and we concede 1, 2, 3. What do you think?
I don't know about Liverpool, because I thought the first 30 minutes, I thought we did okay against Liverpool. We kept them out, but mistake cost us. And there was many times today where I wouldn't say the mistakes, but we got lucky, and you've just got to ride the luck. And for me, I'm not a big fan of 5 at the back unless you use your wing backs a lot more attacking wise and being more of a 3 at the back in attack. But it basically wasn't. We basically just were sitting back and letting them cross the balls into Suter's head. So I don't know. I'm glad we got the result. I don't think we could have gone all out attack today, because we probably would have got slapped.
Yeah.
But it was as much as I wasn't enjoying how he played, I think the game plan worked well. Because again, if we were any luckier, Barnes could have had that chance where it just went past him, or Daka could have had a chance late on, or like I say, the Castagna one where he made a brilliant save. Anywhere else in the goal, it probably would have gone in the net. So it was more the point of we just have to get lucky when it comes to our chances, and it just unfortunately didn't work. But again, they were happy with a draw because that's all they needed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just talking on the draw, there's Dave's comment. I'm on Dave's side here, and I said it earlier on today, and I've been saying it, for the last few days. In my opinion, and look, I keep saying, well, Bournemouth are on the beach. They've lost their four last games since kind of being safe. Surely Everton are going to beat them, and that's the viewpoint I'm coming from, where I think, well,
no, well, I think most of us agree that I think realistically, Everton at home, last game of the season, the crowd's going to get behind them. They've got more of a chance in winning than what Bournemouth have. But again, like we've always said, any game, any matters. In the first 2 minutes, Bournemouth can get an early goal and it completely changes the game. But I even said to my mates who I was watching with that if we go to Newcastle game, we're 2-0 up in some way, and even Leeds are 2-0 up, but Everton are winning 1-0. You're already at a loss because you know that at the stage you're in, you're not winning, you're not staying up. So it's just so hard. Again, now we have to rely on firstly Everton getting a draw at max, or and we have to win. That's the case now. But there's so many if buts or maybes for every team in with the 3 that's left to get relegated. So
yeah. There's a comment here, obviously, from Chas.
There you go. I'm back.
A lot. Don't know what happened there.
There you go.
We've been talking a lot about the attitude from the players and whether they care enough and whether they're showing enough passion. I think it's safe to say that they put in a shift tonight. Do you think maybe it's only just sunk in that they're probably going down? Like what's changed? Because there is definitely a big difference in attitude from tonight compared to all of the last few games, really.
I don't think it's the attitude. I think it's just errors. The back line really made errors. I don't think they made many errors at all. And the likes of Suter, when he's in that middle, every time a ball comes in, you know he's going to win it. Yeah. Majority of the time. So that's one thing. Someone like Faze, every time the ball got close to one of their attackers, he ran close to them and made sure they couldn't make a turn or couldn't try and turn on us. So that's another thing. And then with Evans, again, I didn't see too much of him, but I don't know. He was maybe just the one there to just keep the back line correct and just make sure nothing went wrong. So I wouldn't say it was the attitude. I just thought we didn't make many mistakes. That's the difference tonight, and that's the reason we've not conceded.
Yeah. I mean, here's Lenny's comment. Sunday depends on our fans in the stadium. I think we'll beat West Ham. I actually do. After seeing today the attitude from the players today, but I think maybe it's just too little, too late. You got to think though, Reedy, like
1 more point here or there would have saved us because.
Well, if we'd have beat Everton, where would that have left us now? Yeah. We'd have just needed like a point, right?
You would have had at least a point to stay up.
Yeah.
And then a win would have kept us up either way.
And we all know what happened in that Everton game. Oh, yeah, no worries. Will Holloway here, great point. Good battle, which is nice to see. We've still got a chance. Look, as long as it's mathematic, it must be the positivity comes from the Holloway surname. It must be that, Will. As long as we're mathematically safe, then obviously there is a chance. Right. No worries. I was just saying there, really, I think the Holloway name must just ooze positivity, eh? But I was just saying, as long as it's mathematically possible, then of course we've got a fighting chance. But
it's just so hard because again, we've literally left it to the hardest. Not hardest, but it's difficult again because I don't know how to say it in words. It's like we've left it to the latest possible outcome. We could have made it. We could have been like done by now if we won one more game or drew one more game. But now we've literally left it to the last game, and anything can happen. So we're all going to be on our phones on Sunday next week. We're all going to be on those phones, just making sure that result does not come in. But if it does come where Bournemouth are in the lead early on, we've got to put that crowd to work and make sure the boys know what's on at the moment. Because again, they're on the pitch; they ain't got a clue unless they look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly bring this comment up. Are you worried about Leeds as well? I mean, obviously, as long as we win, we finish above Leeds.
Yeah.
So no, there's nothing to worry about with that, really. They probably will beat Spurs, to be honest with you. They probably will.
The only reason why they won't is because I've had a look, and Spurs need 2 win to guarantee Europe of any kind, obviously Conference League, and they've got to win because Villa have got Brighton, and again on form, probably you'd say Brighton probably edge it. So if they win that and Spurs do win against Leeds, then Villa get knocked out of all the European spots. So Spurs have to win to have a chance in getting to Europe. So that's one reason why they can't lose, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Just I'll put it in there one more time, guys. Look, there's the comment. Just click that link. That should have been posted on YouTube and Facebook. So click the link. Come and have a chat with us. Let us know what you thought about the game. Comment here, Reedy Iverson. I don't think he probably deserves too many plaudits today compared to other games. He did make a few clangers.
He made a brilliant save, but
yes,
there was times where, like I say, he came out of the box, out of his area, and tried to claim a ball which he missed and could have easily been a goal. So I don't think you could probably applaud him or say he's man of the match.
Yeah,
but I don't think you could say any players in the Leicester side were man of the matches today. I think we just stuck in and basically just got what we needed.
and
at least.
Yeah, and that's our first clean sheet in how long, Reedy? Do you know? Can you remember the last clean sheet?
I'll have a look. So
have a look.
Because I want to know that now.
I can't even think when have we. That's our first clean sheet this year, isn't it? I'm sure it is. 2020 in 2023. I'm sure it is.
Let me just keep scrolling back.
No worries.
Do you count Walsall? No.
No, definitely.
Do you count Gillingham?
No. Steve said it's bad we're using calculators now for our good team, Leicester City. 20 games ago, someone said. Is that right?
Our last clean sheet was against West Ham.
What was the score in that one?
2-0 away. That was in November.
Before the World Cup. Yeah, that explains it. So, yeah,
but then that's another thing where you've got to say, as much as it is out of our hands now, that's a performance where you've got to be like, we've done half the work. Now you've got to do the rest of the work and hope for the best. That's all you've got to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think many people expected anything from the game today. So you've got to be thankful for that.
You've done half the job. You've done half the job.
Yeah. Great. Look, can we do more? Yes, you'll be seeing more of me around, definitely, especially next season. Brett says this has given us confidence. Yeah, again, it's all right for us now. We should really get a win against West Ham, who are definitely on the beach, looking forward to their cup final. But yeah, I keep saying it. It's down to Bournemouth. We'll get on to this now, Reedy. Man of the match. I've just seen a comment that Harry Souttar's been given man of the match by Sky Sports. Would you agree with that? Do you think he's up there? Have you got any other names to throw in the mix?
I think Souttar has, out of all of them, I think he was the one to keep the ball out the area a lot. It's just I'm struggling to pick a player that really, like, I don't know, because no one really did anything impressive, I guess. But
this one,
yeah, the woodwork, yeah, brilliant. Yeah. That was incredible how they hit three woodworks and still get the ball out of the net. I don't know. As much as it's a big shout, it's hard because everyone's going to slate me for it, but I'm going to say Soumaré. I think in the midfield, I thought he did well. He kept the ball. Every time the ball got close to him, he put his body in the line. I thought indeed he was quite poor again today. Like Neil just said, indeed he was a bit here or there, made a few rash challenges. So I don't know. For me, I'd probably give it Souttar or for me Soumaré, but that's just my kind of my thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, both are Souttar, best of a bad bunch. I know what you're saying. It's hard to pick someone because I think it was just collectively a good defensive performance. I mean, even if we just conceded one goal, that would have been like an improvement on us this season. Craig, just seeing all the comments coming in. There's a lot of Soutars here. A lot of people are saying Souttar. Kyle says Castagna. Dan,
I thought,
a bit shaky. If he'd have scored that though, he'd have been.
It would have made. He would have made a man actually.
Also, there's a comment here from Craig saying you can't deny if Rodgers was still manager and we had only had one chance, we'd all be kicking off now and saying how poor it was. I don't think so because it's context. It's context. I think everyone look, if we lost tonight, then people would be saying about Dean Smith, that was ballsy.
Why did we doing that? Yeah, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that?
And you could see exactly what we were trying to do. And if that was Rodgers, I think we'd all have said the same thing. Like, okay, yeah, it worked. You know, we've said it before about Rodgers that it worked, but problem is under Rodgers, a lot of the time this year it didn't work.
Well, didn't we play
worked.
Man City the exact same way at home, and we lost because of one free kick?
Yep. Samuel said, as a Leeds fan, I feel a bit relaxed as the pressure ain't on us to stay up. Well,
I think it is. I think you're the worst situation possible.
I think that's what he's saying, mate. I think he's saying like everyone's just expecting them to go down now. So there's
if everything goes wrong right for them, then they will stay.
Yeah, can you imagine they stay up? That must that would be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Can we borrow the Forest fans for Sunday? I did watch the Forest Arsenal game, mate. That was
Don't ask for them though.
I'm not. Obviously, we can't be happy for them staying up. But Mark says my mate's a Red Scouser, and he says Bournemouth best beat Everton and us beat West Ham. Yeah, of course. All the Scousers are going to want, all the Liverpool fans are going to want Everton to go down.
Again, I'm going to keep going on about it. It's all about what happens. Again, we lose, down anyway. If Leeds lose, they're down anyway. It really is all down to Everton. If they get a result, then we're down either way, even if we do win. But all we've got to do is just make sure we do our half and just hope for the best.
Yep, and just to end this evening, Reedy, I want to go through one final question, which everyone in the comments can give us their answer to. Might be a little bit too early to ask this. I'm sure you'll ask it later in the week, and Phil, but I'm going to ask it. Final verdict: are we going down? Everyone in the comments, please just say yes or no. That's all we need to hear. Yes
I will say this. I think if we win, as in do our part, I think we will. Because I always have a hell in hope saying that I think Bournemouth somehow will get a result. Even a draw would be good enough. That's the thing. Even if Everton go 1-0 up and then last second Bournemouth get an equaliser, then we do it. Again, I've noticed a big ask, but if we do get the result and get the win, I think we will stay up. But again, that's basically saying yes or no. So I think we will. But that's just.
You think we're going down?
No, I think we will stay up because I think.
Oh, you think we're going to stay up? Yeah, well, there's loads of yes or no's coming in. So Susie says no. So no means staying up. Yeah. So are we going down? Ant says yes. Keith says yes. Gary also saying yes. Got one here I like from Andy. No comment. That's probably the best thing to say. There's a final twist in our favour. Well, we've seen it before. Crazier things have happened in the Premier League involving Leicester City. We all know that. I think this match has given the players a very good confidence to welcome West Ham, and absolutely we will hammer them. There will definitely be a yes. Yeah, I know. I just noticed that. Imtiaz, long time no see. Yes, he says we're going down. And finally, we'll get this one here from King Shady. Yes, we are going down because it's not in our hands. We heard a lot from Brendan Rodgers, didn't we, earlier in the season? It's in our hands and all this. It is now not in our hands officially. So, I mean, that pretty much wraps up the night. I think it's, any other time in the season, Reedy, 3 weeks ago, 6 months ago, we'd be buzzing tonight. But it's just a little bit hard to be buzzing at the minute as a Leicester fan.
Like Gary said as the last comment, that penalty miss, I said it's season defining. That penalty miss from Maddison was season defining. If we won that game, we would be out of this situation.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. And it's saying, these season defining moments, Patrick Bamford against us, imagine he'd have scored that and everything's different. So hindsight is a wonderful thing. Reedy, thanks for clicking in, mate. Much appreciated. Get some good kip now.
I'm deflated, mate. I'm deflated. As in, I couldn't, every second of that game, I was like, we can't sit here, standing here, just sitting, waiting for them to have shots on goal. But do you know what? I thought we had a good fight at the end of the game. We kept going for it, and that chance just had to go in, didn't it? And it just didn't. So,
yeah, totally agree with you, mate. You know more than me. What's coming up next on the channel?
So tomorrow you'll have Phil's match review show, I think, if he's doing one of them, and then later in this week we'll be doing another tactics talk for obviously the final game of the season, where we'll decide who stays in the team from the performance today. Does Sue to get back into the lineup? We don't know. Does Iheanacho come back in? I wasn't too sure on him today. I thought he did well to keep the ball up, but I don't know if there was a reason why he came off. Yeah, does Mendy get a start now when Mendy looks like he's took a bit of a knock? We don't know. But
Yeah.
check all that on the tactics talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to reiterate what Phil said, I think last Monday or Tuesday, after this season finishes, wherever we are, we're going to be doing a load of shows and we're going to be breaking down what has happened this season. So that'll be interesting. That'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, again, really, cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Cheers, me too. Great. Well, thanks everyone for getting the comments in. There's a point. Better than a loss, I suppose. Load of comments, much appreciated. Yeah, great to see everyone back again. But yeah, let's look forward to next Sunday. Let's try and get a win and hope that Bournemouth do us a massive favour to keep us in the Premier League. Join us tomorrow night for Phil's Fan Zone show. Catch you all later. Good night.